this class. In this class, we'll be taking a quick look at music, noise, and the characteristics of sound. So at the end of this lesson, it is expected that every pupil should be able to differentiate between music and noise. They should also be able to identify the various characteristics of sound. So let's begin with sound then. What is sound? In simplest possible terms, sound is anything that we can hear, anything that we can orally perceive. In actual fact though, sound is simply vibrations, that is the vibration of air molecules that reach our ears. Our ears then pick up these vibrations and translates and sends them to the brain, and the brain in turn translates them as sound. For the purpose of music though, we will say that sound is anything that we can hear. Okay, sounds are the building blocks with which we create music or noise. In other words, for us to make music, we need sounds. For us to also make noise, we need sounds. So I have a quick quiz here. What is sound? Simply put, sound is anything that we can hear. Now let's take a quick look then at music. Music is firstly made up of sounds. When these sounds are pleasantly combined together and organized, then the result is music. We can then say that music is the art of making pleasing combination of sounds. In other words, music is the product of organized sounds. So I have a quick quiz again here, and it says, what is music? It's simple. Music is the art of making pleasant combination of sounds. It is the product of sounds that are well organized. So then let's take a quick look at noise then. So what is noise? Noise is a combination of sounds that usually is not pleasing to the ear. Noise is the product of unorganized sounds. Not all sounds combine to make music. When sounds are not organized, the resulting effect is noise. So I have a quick quiz here. What is noise? Noise is the combination of sounds that is not pleasing to the ear. Let's go on then to take a quick look at the characteristics of sound. All sounds possess certain characteristics, that is, certain qualities or certain traits, and by these qualities or traits, they can be described. Sounds exist all around us. Some sounds are quiet, others are loud. Some sounds are very high, while others are quite low. All these qualities are collectively referred to as the characteristics of sound. These qualities are pitch, amplitude, and timbre. So let's take a look at the first characteristic of sound, being pitch. Pitch is the quality of sound. This is the quality of sound that describes the highness or lowness of sound. For example, the chirping or the tweets of birds are higher than the moo of cows. In other words, when you hear the sound of a bird tweeting, it has a higher pitch than the moo of a cow. Okay. What other examples of sounds with high pitches do you know? Take for example the squeak of a door, or nails scratching against the board, or the sound of a chalk against a chalkboard. Okay, those are sounds with high pitch. How about examples of sounds with low pitch? We already said the moo of a cow. How about the roar of a lion? Can you think about other sounds with low pitches? So then a quick quiz here. What is pitch? Pitch is the character of sound that describes how high or how low a sound is. The next one we're going to quickly look at is amplitude. Another word for amplitude is loudness. Amplitude describes the loudness of a sound. So amplitude is the quality of sound that describes the loudness or softness of sound. For example, the sound of a train has a higher amplitude than that of a ticking clock. And I have a quick quiz here. What is amplitude? Amplitude is the quality of sound that describes the loudness or softness of sound. Another name for amplitude is loudness, okay? And the last characteristic of sound we're going to look at today is timbre. Another word for timbre is quality. Timbre is the quality of sound that makes voices or musical instruments sound different from each other, okay? Timbre is what makes you able to differentiate the sound of a piano from that of a guitar, even though they play the same exact note. In other words, the sound of a piano has a different timbre from that of a guitar, okay? Timbre is what makes you able to differentiate mommy's voice from daddy's voice. In other words, mommy's voice has a different timbre from daddy's voice, okay? So what is timbre? Timbre is the quality of sound that makes voices or musical instruments sound different from each other, okay? And in summary today, we have been able to take a look at the characteristics of sounds. We said there's three of them. There's pitch, there's amplitude, also known as loudness or volume, and then there's quality, okay? Pitch describes how high or how low a sound is. Amplitude describes how loud or how soft a sound is. Quality is what helps us differentiate one sound from another. It helps us differentiate different instruments. It helps us differentiate different human voices, like the voice of daddy, different from the voice of mommy. And it helps us even differentiate different sounds of different animals. And that brings us to the end of the class today. I will see you in the next one. Bye, everyone.